En México, un tornado ha golpeado fuertemente las regiones fronterizas con Estados Unidos, dejando al menos 13 muertos y 229 heridos.
A huge tornado touched down in northeast China, and the twister swept across a highway and overturned a bus. Tornado also reportedly flattening several buildings and toppling other vehicles.
Poco a poco vamos descubriendo el rol que los océanos juegan en la regulación del clima y hoy sabemos que cerca del 25% del CO2 que emitimos a la atmósfera es absorbido en sus aguas. Y también cabe recordar que casi la mitad del oxígeno presente en la atmósfera proviene de la fotosíntesis del fitoplancton, cada vez más dañado, entre otras cosas, por los plásticos.
We're living on a beautiful planet, and as a human race, we've been here for thousands of years. Our planet didn't need to be protected. Life was flourishing on its own, with its own agenda. However, for the past 100 years, we've made a tremendous impact with our footprint due to the growth of world population and the industrialization of our everyday life. Economy, profit, and capitalization became more important than respecting our planet. pollution is becoming a devastatingly huge problem that will endanger humanity for generations to come. One such pollutant is our use of single-use plastic. In 1997, oceanographer and racing boat captain Charles Moore experienced a tragic discovery.
The North Pacific Gyre has two garbage patches. It has an eastern garbage patch and a western garbage patch. The North Pacific Gyre itself is a huge system, probably the largest single climatic system on Earth, about the size of the continent of Africa, about 10 million square miles. That is a clockwise rotating current that takes about 6 years on the periphery to make one rotation. Now, within that gyre, that rotating current, there are sub-gyres, there are vortexes within that, and the eastern garbage patch is one and the western garbage patch is one. And the estimate for the eastern garbage patch is half the size of the continental United States. So the eastern garbage patch can be thought of as the place where half of the plastic that pollutes our ocean goes. The other half is on the bottom of the ocean and in the water column, and we don't see it there.
All the little microplastics that you see right here have been either breaking down in the ocean or breaking down on the beach. So this is the eventual fate of plastics. They will degrade into smaller and smaller pieces and never actually go away.
We've now been to all 5 subtropical gyres collecting data. We've collected over 500 samples now. In these 500 or so samples, only 2 of them have come up clean, and that was off the coast of Chile, just before we got into the South Pacific Gyre. So what we know now is that we have virtually changed the face of the planet. We've changed our seascape.
Dozens of species are disappearing from our planet every day. Forever, because of us. It is truly a massacre.
And when one sees the seabirds and the way they're being affected, you know, and you look at the stomachs of the albatross that are dying up at Midway Island, once again, they're not these little pieces you can hardly see.
The reason why we're seeing so much plastic in the ocean is because our system on land is broken. We've created this system of convenience, this culture of convenience that's inherently unsustainable. So if we do nothing about this problem, our environmental impacts are going to increase exponentially. And it's not that the oceans will die, it's that we as a species will die. The planet will go on just fine without us. What's relatively new in this science is that this plastic is not just harming animals, and it's not just unsightly on our local beaches, it's actually getting into the food chain. And this is where people really need to pay attention.
The work that we've done has shown that as tiny particles of plastic break down into smaller and smaller sizes, they're able to transfer once ingested from the stomach of the animal to their bloodstream, where they stay there for months. And so these tiny particles of plastic are able to accumulate in the very blood cells themselves. And these are things like mussels that we eat every single day.
You know, litter isn't the issue. You know, the issue is the production and use of plastics in the first place, and the fact that this stuff doesn't degrade, it doesn't go away. And what kind of, you know, egotism is it that we have as a society that we're willing to use something once for 5 minutes and then turn around and throw it into this magical place called away, and it's still going to be there, long after we're gone, after our great-great-great-grandchildren are gone, and it's going to degrade into toxins and pollution and still be harming the environment and harming us, harming our children.
There's a lot of stresses happening on the ocean right now. Whether you're looking at ocean acidification, whether you're looking at synthetic chemicals going into the ocean, heavy metals, radioactive heavy metals, plastics, radars, you name it, turbidity, a lot of things changing the ocean. We don't fix what we're doing to the ocean, we ruin the building blocks of life. And it's that simple.
It's time for each of us to step into who we are. This is the most fun game in town. I've had the privilege of working with these amazing heroes on the planet. It's like these people who are speaking for life. They're speaking for the future. They have way more friends. Their bank accounts may not be huge, but can I imagine a better circle of friends to be with? This is the only game in town. Come and join us. Come and play and be a part of the solution. And we need every one of us. All of us offer a certain unique lens and creativity.
Every single person has the ability to make change in their own life.